Hey, my Legion. How y'all doing today? I want to do kind of like a continuation video of the Blob uh, review I did with John, the original one. And a few days later, I know Craig from Any Movie House shared me a post for the sequel that I saw a long time ago, Son of Blob, but it's known by a couple other things, titles. The title on YouTube was Beware the Blob, but the version I saw was always called Son of Blob, so that's what I'm going to call the review. And when John and I were talking about that, we said, for the Blob movies, I knew the original Blob existed. And then we finally got a late night horror host. I mean, this is before Elvira. Elvira was later on, but I mean, we had a local one, Jim Cook, radio personality Jim Cook. And he had the late great horror show, and then it was gone for a year or two, and then they came back with one that lasted a year or so called the Just Right for Late Night Horror Show, which was a lower budgeted show that it seemed like their heart wasn't into, and they showed a lot of the movies they showed before in the Late Great Horror Show. Late Great Horror Show really did a lot of great stuff, and they had Son of Blob playing on this. And one thing that surprised me when I watched the credits, it was directed by Larry Hagman, who is famous for playing JR in Dallas, and also in being in I Dream of Jeannie, starring opposite the lovely Barbara Eden. And it has a lot of other famous people in it that you might see if you grew up in the time period I did in the 70s and 80s. Cindy Williams, Dick Van Patten, Garrett Graham. I didn't know Garrett Graham was doing movies back in 72. Oh, no, he's in Phantom of Paradise. When did that come out? I can't remember when that came out. Some other people, I mean, some other people you might recognize, but you didn't know their names, were in there too. And I liked the movie a lot. And this was a little bit, I mean, a little bit different from the Blob. This is has like horror comedy in it, more lighthearted in some parts. The only thing I didn't like, a little kitty got attacked at the beginning, but I mean, even that wasn't done too horribly. But I felt bad the kitty got hurt. Well, kitty got eaten by the Blob. And this guy got to sample this creature that he found in an excavating site when he was bulldozing and stuff like that, and it came out, and then it started attacking people, and then it grew bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was weird the way they had, like, it's a low budget movie, and some of the effects, the way they did some of the effects were really neat. I liked, it's very clever. And also, Burgess Meredith is in it. And then Larry Hagman has a small part of the drunk in it, too, that gets attacked by the Blob. And this is really a lot of fun. I remember reading the review in Fangoria. And, because I remember getting, they had a video, a special thing when I was in Germany. Edition of Fangoria was like a 120-page video movie guide of select movies that they gave reviews to and stuff. And Son of Blob was in that. And like I said, they either call it Son of Blob or Beware the Blob. But when I saw it, the title was Son of Blob, but it's also what is known as Beware of Blob, in some places Blob 2. And I was really, when they had, in Fangoria, they had a review, and it was said the video company that carried it was Video Gems, which surprised me. But Video Gems usually gets a really, really obscure horror films like Don't Open the Door, or the really crazy low-budget kung fu movies like The Clones of Bruce Lee. But they did carry that Mel Gibson movie that he made before he got famous called Summer City, which I had absolutely no interest in seeing. I still don't. And that's like a year or two before he did Mad Max and got famous. I'm surprised someone like Media Home Entertainment didn't carry that Son of Blob and not Video Gems. It doesn't seem like something they would carry, because it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's a feather in their cap. But Fangoria said it looked like Larry Hagman just gathered a whole bunch of friends and just had a good time making a movie. And it's a lot of fun. There's some scene where you see the Blob attacking people, but it's more lighthearted. It might be a little bit slow at the beginning with the one couple at the beginning, but I mean, it really picks up once things start rolling. And it's a lot of fun. I loved it. I only saw it the one time. And as far as the Blob movies are concerned, that's the first Blob movie I saw. I knew there was the original Blob. I remember I seen that there's a still the farmer poking it with a stick, or having that. That's I remember seeing that still for the Blob, reading about it. My dad always said that movie's stupid. Well, I don't think he said this one was stupid before. I probably didn't like it. I saw that Son of Blob. I only saw it once until tonight. So I saw it twice, but I only saw it the one time before. And then years later in the Army, in Germany, I saw the remake of the Blob, which is a great movie remake. That's a good remake, because a lot of the horror movie remakes are lousy, but that's a good one. And then years later in the 90s, I finally saw the Blob with Steve McQueen, but he's known as Steven. He's listed as Stephen McQueen in this one. I think I saw it on Plex and Encore, or Stars, a couple of times, 2 or 3 times. That was so stupid. I thought it was really good. And then, like I said, movie roulette night at Deary Movie House, we didn't know what we were going to see. And then we sat down and they started playing video titles, said Good Times Home Videos. Like, what? And they played this off of VHS tape, and they had to adjust the tracking and everything. He started playing the theme music and said, people remember this? And I didn't remember from the music, and then all of a sudden I saw the title. I mean, it didn't say the movie yet, and they had the animation of like this thing coming. I said it's a Blob, and I was right. But I hope you like this review of Son of Blob, otherwise known as Beware of Blob, or Beware the Blob. Thank you to Craig for letting me know this was on YouTube. He sent me the link for it. And I hope you liked this video, everybody. Until next time, please. Camera Legion. There you go. Who else was in that? Like I said, there's some other familiar faces. I just can't remember everybody.